Your Notion workspace has 47 databases, 312 properties, and 0 completed tasks. Congratulations! You've built a digital mausoleum with toggle headings. Somewhere between your Q2 goals tracker and your content pipeline Kanban board, actual work quietly packed its bags and left. The beautiful part? You were too busy color-coding your priority matrix to notice. The modern productivity enthusiast has achieved something genuinely impressive. They've turned procrastination into architecture. Every hour spent adjusting a Notion template is an hour rescued from the terrifying prospect of doing the thing the template was supposed to track. And the system works perfectly. The system always works perfectly. The tasks inside it just don't move. Let's talk about how we got here. Notion launched as a note-taking app. Clean interface, flexible blocks, a few clever databases together, and nest pages inside pages inside pages. And suddenly, a tool designed to organize your grocery list became the blueprint for a personal operating system that would make NASA engineers weep. The word workspace stopped meaning a place where work happens and started meaning a place where the idea of work lives in permanent, gorgeous stasis. The template marketplace deserves its own wing in this museum. People are selling Notion templates for $80. $80. For an arrangement of text blocks and linked databases that took someone an afternoon to build. They call these second brain systems. Your first brain, the one evolution spent 300 million years developing, apparently needs a co-pilot made of toggle lists and relation properties. The marketing copy always includes phrases like capture, organize, distill, and express. 4 verbs. You'll master the first 2. The other 2 require doing something, so they stay aspirational. And these templates come with tutorial videos, 45-minute tutorial videos. To explain how to use a to-do list, the video walks you through setting up your life dashboard with a habit tracker, a journal database, a reading log, a project management suite, and an area of responsibility overview. By the time you finish the tutorial, customized every property, and chosen between 14 icon styles, it's Tuesday. The thing you were supposed to start on Monday is now a beautifully formatted entry in your Someday Maybe database. That database has 83 items. The oldest one is from 2 years ago. The YouTube ecosystem around Notion is a perpetual motion machine of self-reference. Creators film videos about their Notion setup. The setup includes a content calendar tracked in Notion. The content calendar schedules the next video about their Notion setup. The Ouroboros eats its own tail in a satisfyingly formatted gallery view. These creators have thumbnails showing their screen with 17 open databases, caption things like "my entire life system" or "the only productivity setup you'll ever need." You watch the video. You rebuild your workspace from scratch. You feel the dopamine hit of a fresh template. 3 days later, the workspace looks like a ghost town with excellent typography. Then there's the Tiago Forte phenomenon. His building a second brain methodology became gospel for a specific type of person who believes that if information is organized correctly, productivity will spontaneously combust into existence. His followers reference the PARA method: projects, areas, resources, archives, with the reverence of someone explaining the Four Noble Truths. They'll spend an entire Saturday reclassifying which of their abandoned side projects qualify as areas versus resources. The classification is immaculate. The side projects remain abandoned, but now they're abandoned in the correct category. And somehow that feels like progress. The database architecture people build would be comical if it weren't so genuinely time-consuming. A tasks database linked to a projects database, linked to a goals database, linked to a life pillars database. Each task has 12 properties: status, priority, energy level required, estimated time, actual time, context tags, related project, quarterly goal alignment, life pillar connection, date created, date modified, and a roll-up that calculates your completion percentage across all life domains. You have a formula property that generates a productivity score. The score is always low. You attribute this to the formula needing adjustment, and you spend 90 minutes fixing it instead of completing any task that would raise the score organically. Filtered views multiply like rabbits. You've got high priority, this week, quick wins under 15 minutes, waiting on others, blocked, and the devastating overdue. The overdue view is the longest. You stop looking at it. You create a new filtered view that excludes overdue items. Now your dashboard looks clean again. Crisis managed. The roll-up property might be the most dangerous feature in the entire application. It lets you pull data from linked databases into summary statistics. Your weekly review template auto-populates with metrics, tasks completed, habits maintained, journal entries written, books progressed. The metrics are always disappointing. So you tweak the roll-up to count tasks touched instead of tasks completed. Touched includes opening a task page and reading it. Your numbers improve dramatically. You've just invented vanity metrics for your personal life. Startups do this before they fail. Just an observation, there's a specific ritual that repeats every 6 to 8 weeks. You look at your workspace and decide the problem is structural. The system needs rebuilding. You migrate everything. The migration takes a full weekend. Monday arrives and you have a pristine empty workspace with perfect bones and the same 67 undone tasks wearing new clothes. This cycle has a name in psychology. Actually, several names. But describing it would require finishing a psychology textbook, and that's been sitting in your reading database since last March. The Notion community forums are where the architecture obsession reaches its peak. People post screenshots of their setups asking for optimization suggestions. The screenshots show relation maps that look like circuit diagrams. Someone always suggests adding another linked database. The answer to every problem in the Notion ecosystem is more structure. Messy notes? Create a tagging taxonomy. Too many tags? Build a master tag database with categories. Too many categories? Link them to a category of categories metadatabases. At some point, you're 3 levels of abstraction above anything that resembles a thought you actually had, and the original note, buy milk, is connected to your Q3 health goals through 6 degrees of relational properties. The aesthetic dimension can't be ignored. Notion users spend remarkable amounts of time selecting cover images for their pages. Each database page has a hand-picked unsplash photo. The fitness page has a mountain landscape. The finance page has a stock photo of coins. The creative writing page has a typewriter on a wooden desk. The creative writing database contains one entry titled Story Ideas with a single bullet point. Write something about childhood. The cover image cost more thought than the content. Custom icons for every page. Every single one. People download icon packs specifically for Notion. They coordinate color schemes across their workspace. The sidebar looks like a candy store designed by a minimalist. Open any of those beautifully iconed pages and you find a template structure with placeholder text still in it. Add your goals here. The placeholder has been there for 5 months. The icon though, the icon is perfect. So what happens when someone finally reckons with their Notion workspace honestly? They open it on a Sunday evening. They scroll through the sidebar, 40 pages. They open the task database, 217 items, 31 marked complete. Most of those were set up Notion workspace, subtasks. They look at their habit tracker. The last entry was 9 weeks ago. They look at their journal database, 3 entries total, all from the first week. They look at their books to read database, 94 entries with metadata, so thorough each entry took longer to log than the book would take to read. And in that moment, something clarifying happens. The workspace is a mirror. Every linked database, every filtered view, every carefully chosen icon represents a version of yourself that you admire but haven't become. The system was always the product. The sense of control, the architecture, the visual evidence that you're the kind of person who has their life organized into interconnected databases, that was the point. The tasks were set dressing. There's a simpler word for what most Notion power users have built. A vision board. A very expensive, extremely well-organized vision board that happens to run on a subscription service. The only difference between a Notion workspace and a Pinterest board of your dream life is that Notion lets you add a status property so you can formally categorize your dreams as in progress while they sit perfectly still. The real work, the scary, messy, unglamorous act of doing things, happens in a plain text file, or a napkin, or nowhere at all until you just start. Every person who actually ships creative work, builds a business, or finishes a project has the same dirty secret. Their system is embarrassingly simple. A few lists, maybe a calendar, The energy they saved by refusing to build a productivity cathedral went directly into the thing itself. Your Notion workspace is stunning. Everyone who's seen it on YouTube agrees. Now close the tab. Open the thing you've been organizing instead of doing. It's been waiting behind 47 databases this whole time, patiently, with placeholder text still in it.